what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
The lads.
Fella,
My man.
how we doing, buddy?
I'm good. My body feels like it's in one piece, shockingly enough.
Yeah,
I would put it through the ringer.
yeah,
as
you
they
did.
say.
But you got
too, bud.
You got a nice little. You got, obviously you got a beautiful family. I was lucky enough. Shout out to Evan Knapp and us at Missin Curfew. But we had a nice boy of transportation on the way up,
We
right?
sure
Evan
did,
got
yeah.
us a nice
Air
plane.
nap time.
Air nap time, and Izzy was on there. Beckham. I mean, Izzy's so adorable. Beckham is a tank. But now you got this little 2:00 kind of curfew that, it's Missin Curfew here. But I noticed when you're like, okay, it's 2:00, I got to go home because I got to get out with my kids.
Yeah.
And God damn it, I respect it.
So it's all starting to
because
starting to come together.
Yeah, because
yeah, it's hard, man.
I couldn't imagine having to get up, how I felt Thursday when I got up at 11, where your time your kids get up 6, 7.
It depends, man. When you travel with them in altitude, there's no magic answer to that. It could be 4 a.m. some days. Some days they could sleep in, and it's like a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't perfect. They were up. Beckham was up 6-ish each day, and then we had our grand.
See, Beckham would have been up before I got home, so that would have been tough. And that would have been tough.
I know you'd be strolling in, going like, "Hey, what's up, son?"
Yeah. Hey, son.
perfect.
Fuck. Hey, put the blinds down.
The actual sun is up.
Put the blinds down, son. I'm sleeping. I gotta go back to bed. But.
No, we usually have, Lily, God bless her. She, one of her close friends passed away. So she didn't get to come with us. And it obviously meant so much this weekend, right? What we did for charity and all that. And we'll get to that. But my, lovely in-laws, Duke and Susie, they stepped up to the plate last minute. They jumped ship with us and they came to Aspen. And they both, they understood what the weekend was for us. And they were up early and they helped out and they, put the kids to bed. They did everything that, we needed to do in order to be full compatrons to this party.
Yeah, because, we're going to get into the weekend. It was unbelievable. But I thought every day I saw the next day or whatever, I'm like, just go to the after party. Because I after partied hard the first night. And then I kind of calmed down. You're like, fuck, no, I didn't go. So I see what you're doing. I respect it. I'm going to try to follow your lead a little bit. I'm going to try to keep the 6 a.m.ers. But we're going to get into that right after we do our annual or our weekly NFL fantasy football and bets. Listen, I stopped even looking at fantasy. I saw that I had a lead on Mackel, but I didn't think I could get in. I didn't think I had enough points. I woke up to a text from you saying, I got to place you in the first round.
It's on.
It's on. So
Mono, what are we playing for? What are we playing? We got to have a bottle of Camus on this, no? It's
team,
playoff time.
Your team is so much better than mine.
Yeah, but you've been buzzing, buddy. You crushed the points this week. I think you're 150 or 145. Okay, so that's, you're coming in hot.
Patty Mahomes is just not Patty. I mean, it's not his fault. We're going to get into the bets, but he just, I can't see him busting out and having a big week because these guys,
he's got New England.
They can't catch.
He's got New England. I mean, they're shitty.
What's the weather going to be like?
Yeah.
Your Josh Allen's playing at home against Dallas?
Josh Allen is, I believe he's in Dallas. Or no? No, he's at home against Dallas. And it's a must-win. I mean, there was a must-win last week, and they somehow snuck that in there.
We're going to get into that. But I finally made the playoffs for the first time. Hey, Max, I chirped Uppy about how he quit in week 4. I quit 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he quit week 12, but he was still right in there.
When Uppy beat me last week, I thought I was done.
So I almost got a bye. I missed a bye from Fact Daddy by 25 points. Basically, we were the same record. He just had 25 extra points than me. What a comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, we
we
got in a pretty good argument Wednesday night at Matsuishi about you were getting heated too, and I was getting, it was coming from, we're brothers. It was love, but I was like, you're telling me that there wasn't some fucking shady going on with that trade with Shattenkirk?
Yeah, there wasn't. Did you see Henry last night? By the way,
it's a great trade.
Talk about the Monday nighter. Did you see Miami lose that game? They got up 2 scores with 6 minutes left, 2 touchdowns. And then I shut it off, and a buddy of mine, shout out to my boy Greg Mueller from Vancouver, beauty.
Greg Mueller.
No, he's a beauty, and he's a great sports bettor. DraftKings, you should hire this guy to set some lines. I often hit him up on hockey because he loves hockey. Good old Vancouver Canuck alumni.
Fuck.
And listen, he shows me a couple tickets from Vegas, and the first ticket is like a parlay it says with the Tennessee Titans in it, and I go, buddy, Tennessee lost. And before I sent it, I went on and checked, and they got 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game, and I'm like, holy shit.
I know. That line was 14. Tennessee getting 14.5.
He money lined him.
Wow.
Plus 600 he got in the money line for a parlay. He took home 6 figures
For a
last
parlay.
He took him. I mean, shout out. That's badass. He's like, today was one of those days, up dog.
So, yeah, the fact that he beat you by 14 points.
Yeah, it's close, man. It was really close.
So
So he's got to buy him and Flowers. Shout out.
Flowers won. And he said
He's got his regular season $1,000 when he wins.
Is that what it is?
He gets $1,000 back out of his $2,000 entry. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that was said at the start.
He's like, you got to give me credit for my regular season. I said, I beat you twice in the regular season.
I don't like his team right now.
I go, I beat you
The Eagles
twice.
stink.
I beat you twice. What do you want me to like? What do you mean I beat you twice? Like, no, but he was 10-4. A lot of parity in our league. Gary Bettman would be proud of this league. A lot of parity, like 8-6, 1, 2, 3, 4 teams at 8-6. I limped in at 7-7, and then Matt Gell 6-8, Ike 6-8, Schwartzy 5-9, and Shaddy. I'm going to say Shaddy's the most disappointing for me. I thought he would. I thought he was going to come out this year and be effective
Out of the
It's a
game.
crapshoot.
Yeah, it is. And his quarterbacks got hurt. I mean, that's why I stepped on it when his quarterback got hurt and I had the 2 studs. I said, which one do you want? I want McCaffrey. And he ended up picking Joe Burrow. He could have took Josh Allen and I would have been screwed. Yin yang.
I mean, you're definitely won the GM of the year with that trade. There wasn't enough trades in the league for me to begin with.
Yeah,
I didn't
got to trade.
Well, we made one trade, Max, me and Updog, and it was almost the end of Missin Curfew. But other than that, I didn't make a fucking trade. So,
So listen to the listeners. I think this weekend's coming down to whether or not Deebo Samuel for you gets the touchdowns in this San Francisco game, or if it gets shared between McCaffrey and Ayuk.
yeah,
Because Deebo's been on a fucking heater, man.
I know, but it's the same position I was in 2 weeks ago when I played against you. Like, unless Deebo breaks a tackle, let's say if they get inside the red zone or inside the 5, it's going to McCaffrey. 100%.
Well, Deebo got one last weekend where he almost got it in, and then the next play, they reversed it. McCaffrey, it was a fake to him, and Deebo, boom, rushed it in.
Listen, I got Ezekiel Elliott in right now. He's the number 1 quarterback or running back for New England because the other guy's hurt right now. If the other guy plays, then I'm in one because Adam Thielen has gone ice cold for me. So, listen, you're favored to beat me. I can't see me beating you. I'm like plus 600 probably. No?
See the lines I threw out there?
No, what is it?
I just made them up.
Oh, you made him up.
Yeah. I sent like an updated thing here. These were the lines I put out there. It was, the bumper trumpers to win it outright. Plus 130 because he's going to buy.
Okay.
Half Chubb plus 300.
What place is
He's playing Judy Alert, and he's supposed to lose. So Judy Alert, Loop Dog plus 225.
Is that just to win the week or win the whole?
I'm thinking for the whole thing, and then I gave myself plus 210.
Okay.
Post Mahomes plus 300. I gave you.
No, I'm way more. Oh, yeah. For me to win it all, I'm the most. I'm like plus 1,800. I'm last time. I just got it.
I kind of rushed this.
It would be like. Let's
redo the lines.
What were the Kraken last year to start the NHL playoffs to win the cup?
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll have Princey redo these lines, put them up online. See who wants some action. I'll take the action.
I need Dallas.
What are you guys putting on your matchup this week?
We're going to do a bottle of Camus, I think.
Yeah, I'll do a ball of Camus just because I'm not going to not take any action, but
yeah,
it would be a massive upset for me to beat.
Obie, your lack of confidence over the past 6 weeks to the and the fact that you're in the playoffs is
yeah.
Now it's any given Sunday. Now it's just it's any given Sunday.
If Patty Mahomes was rolling, Patty Mahomes has got outpointed. The fact that I got in is crazy. In my last 3 or 4 weeks, he's got outpointed by the other quarterback.
You got Kyler Murray at home against San Francisco.
Like, in fact, who did you? Yeah, I'm against San Francisco.
I know. That's ID too.
The week that I played you, who did you put as your quarterback? You didn't have Allen.
Oh, I put in Stafford.
Stafford outpointed Mahomes.
Yeah,
Cost me that win. You know what I mean? Staff's been playing. By the way, the Rams have been playing unbelievable.
Yeah.
Staff has been slinging it. So, I'll bet you a bottle of Camus up, dog.
Yeah, we came as
But if I beat you, it'd be upset of the year. Fuck, will I come in here next week fucking peacocking it, hey? Peacocking it.
It's a good time of year, boys.
I feel like I got a lot of F-bombs early, Max.
That's all right.
What am I at? I keep track. I feel like they're high. So,
12.
DraftKings, baby.
12.
Listen, I had the Cowboys over the Birds. Lock of the week. Should have put
bet with my heart.
Should have put $1 million on.
I was drunk.
Yeah.
I sat there. I had my Eagles hat on. I had, Beckham had a little shirt too, and I was like, oh man, Eagles, they stunk the lights out. But I tell you what, the stats against the Eagles right now, that's what you call limping in, because I think the Niners scored on their last 9 drives of the game the other day, and then I think the first 4 drives from Dallas were the same thing. It's not perfect.
I mean, you got to give Dak Prescott and Maxie. If you'd like to go back a few weeks here, when you asked us who was going to be in the Super Bowl, and I took the Ravens and the Niners, and I said also Dallas Cowboys, there was a reaction from you that was kind of like, after they lost the Eagles at home, remember that, Max?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I guess I should have put some money on the Cowboys.
Hey, what week is it, Opes? What week is it?
It's week 14, isn't it? 15?
Yeah. We aren't in the playoffs yet.
Yeah,
We aren't in the playoffs yet.
they get
I'm not
by
counting
San
the
Fran?
Eagles out. I'm not taking the Cowboys. Like, let's just get to the playoffs and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not counting the Eagles out either. I don't think they're Done. I just think Hurts is banged up. I think there's something wrong. If it's his knee or
But
whatever.
the D, I'm more worried about their D.
Their D. I was
Their
just
D
say that.
Their lack of, the third down is just like a cakewalk.
Yeah. Their secondary, Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese.
I'd get out there.
Yeah.
You'd make a couple safe.
We're going to talk about you getting out there right now. And then I had Chiefs. You had the Bills. Listen, as much as I'm hating on Patty Mahomes, if Patty Mahomes is that upset, I heard that last year they called this penalty twice. This year they called it 11 times. And then I also heard that Tony had set up offside 3 or 4 times already that game and didn't get called. So that'd be like Uppy, me and you playing a game in the NHL where we've gotten away with a couple little hooks or a couple little, and then all of a sudden the third period they call you on that same hook that they've given you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but it's even worse than that. It's
Yeah.
almost like we score, and then they just go like, hey, no. Back there you did something. And you're like, well, where was your hand? Where was your hand up? And where was the whistle? Because we just had this epic goal that wins us the game, and you're going to...
and that my penalty had nothing to do with the play.
Yeah, exactly. But so, and it's like in soccer too, right? In soccer, there's definitely like this
An advantage.
There's this moment before they call the offside where you're like, was it offside or not? And then, the play will go and then it's offside.
Yeah.
So there's like that moment of 10 seconds where, everyone thinks this Travis Kelce has just had the best play of the year and it's called back.
Yeah, what a play. I mean, I could see Taylor Swift get wet in the fucking sleep there if he did that, right? I mean, listen, does she love football this much? Or does she not have anything better to do than go to the game in Kansas City? Like,
I just think for once she's found a guy that, is of equal, or, he's got a little pizzazz and she's just kind of leaning on that, because who else in the world is, getting to go out and battle and be like gladiator style? Like it. No, I get it. She's going to date like an NBA guy.
No, listen, I get it. Like, girls love going to but guys, there's a reason why pro athletes have good looking wives and girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
Because they make lots of money and it's fun to go and support your guy. I get
Totally.
that. But she's one of the most famous people in the world. Like,
yeah,
I think she might have something to do on a Sunday besides fly to Kansas City, or no? Like,
well, I think she's now embracing this whole thing, this whole like perfect couple, esque.
America's couple. Yeah. So she's having her birthday party. I know you're heading to New York for a birthday party for yourself.
Is it in New York? They're doing it.
Kelsey's doing her birthday party in New York, I believe, tonight. Max, check if Taylor Swift's birthday is tonight, please. But it's either tonight or tomorrow. And Kelce said he's pulling out all the stops. The budget does not matter. I know I can't say the same for you.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're doing.
He's pulling out all the stops.
I bet.
Her birthday's tomorrow.
Let
me see when.
But he's got to go. The party's got to be tonight. Tuesday. You can't be just raging on a Wednesday with a game Sunday, can you? I mean, we could. We could go Thursday.
Dog. If you had a game Wednesday, a game Sunday, you had a game Thursday or no, Friday, you'd still go out Wednesday.
Yeah, but
so would I.
Is Andy Reid like, hey, just go mix it up, like miss practice Wednesday, like our walkthrough, and then we'll see you on Friday? Because he's not going to get up Thursday morning and make it back for a practice.
Unless he's got the private bird out that night from New York back to Kansas City, right? Like stay till 2 and say, I got to go. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you're throwing a basher, you want to be there real late, don't you?
No, I do. But and listen, I love Andy Reid. I love his State Farm commercial where he says, let's do that again with the Nuggies. It's my favorite commercial right now, the combo. Let's see that again with the Nuggies. But if you're in that dressing room, what are you saying? Like,
I'm coming. That's
I know.
You say you better have room up for me on that bird because I'm coming.
I know,
And she better have all her Victoria's Secret girls there.
Exactly.
Like I'm coming.
If you're
if not, if you think you're going to selfishly throw this party by yourself, Travis,
you got nothing coming.
Yeah.
If you're let's say how good of a guy Travis Kelce is, because if you're a single guy on that team,
how many guys are going to get divorced on that squad now if they all go to that party without their?
I would bring every single guy like Buzz. Just be on the bird. It's leaving.
Totally.
Come on, let's go. Where do you think they're going to do it in New York? You know New York a little bit.
No, you know exactly where they're going to do it is Zero Bond.
Zero Bond.
That's probably exactly.
All the quotes say money is not an object. They want to throw the best possible party.
You mark my word. I bet you it's Zero Bond.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's the most exclusive.
They'll take the whole private. They'll take the whole place. That whole one floor will be rocking and rolling.
It's going to be a good party. Eh? Too bad you're not in town. You could be sliding.
I'm supposed to go Friday, but I'm still contemplating it.
Anyways, I went 1-1. So you went 1-1 as well.
I did, but I was 1-3.
What?
I took the over every which way in that game against Dallas. It was over in the first half, but then I tried to double that down in the second half and the game. And
but you would have think
Philly didn't get one touchdown.
I know, about that. A defense,
not a touchdown.
I know,
one defensive touchdown. Like, what are we talking about?
Dallas
is the best. Supposed to be the best team in the league. One of them.
Legit. Dallas's team
are legit. That's why I'm worried about Josh Allen this weekend.
I know, but in buff. Yeah, I know. I don't.
You never know.
What's the forecast? That's what you got to check.
Parsons. Can we talk about this? Parsons is 23 years old.
He's a machine.
That is insane.
He was sick.
He's got to be the highest paid guy in the league up to these quarterbacks soon. He has to be.
Well, his deal's about to run out, I think. Either this year. This is third year in the league. How do they do it in the NFL? Is it like 3 years, same as the show?
Yeah, they talked about him going max deal.
He's a game wrecker.
Yeah. He's probably top defensive player in the league.
Yeah, he is. And he was sick. Saw him before the game he looked like me on the oxygen tank in Aspen. He was just like this. His eyes looked like my eyes Thursday morning. He was just in one.
Good.
And he still went out there
still
playing.
Sick next weekend when I.
Oh, no. He's going to be feeling good. He's going to be feeling good. So, Up Dog, we're going to start right here. An unbelievable weekend with great people for a great cause. It was great to see so many guys that we played with, played against. But first of all, let's start at the very top with our boy Sheldon. I mean, go ahead. I mean, he absolutely killed it.
Yeah. Can't mention Sheldon
and his wife.
Without mentioning Katie.
Yeah.
What a weekend. Thank you very much. We appreciate you including us in the plans, in the execution of this whole thing. You guys crushed it from the moment we got there Thursday, Obie, which was a little pre-party. I went in early, had a little sauna, a little cold plunge with loops and flowers. We actually skated, got ready for the game.
I know you.
We needed a little more than that.
You skated a lot, fella. You might have wasted the legs a bit.
But from the Wagyu to the Bordeaux, I mean, I was slinging back great wine. You know me, I love wine.
Yeah.
What an event! Shout out to Chris Thieland, I think from Nashville, epic guy. Brought his band. They played a live show that night and also played Friday. And then Dustin Lynch was in town. I think there'll be a little cameo, I think, at some point, Max.
There's a nice little clip coming out of the Up Dog.
Okay, yeah, maybe at some point.
Content, boys. We're content creators.
Yeah, we were. But just the amount of guys, thanks to everyone who showed up. And I'll say thanks on behalf of Sheldon and the Colorado Extreme, but to all the AVS alumni, to the guys that flew in, P.A. Peranto, Lundquist, Loops, myself, you. Like, we all came in from everywhere, and it was just an epic time. It was a great event. To all the volunteers and the staff there, to the kids showing up and screaming, it made us feel great.
Yeah,
it was just a great way to jump on the ice again and share some laughs and compete.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere.
Need a little more compete.
It was a great atmosphere, unbelievable atmosphere.
Yep.
And listen, if you think about, where do we learn how to really play hockey? We learned outdoor, right? The rink in Port Hope was called the Caroline Rink. It didn't have mountains around it. It had slush around it and what's it called? A fence, right? And it had lights, but that's where I learned. And you grew up in Fort McMurray, there's outdoor rinks on every corner. for the kids to go out there and be able to play at this rink for what Sheldon's provided, it's absolutely spectacular, right? He's got 2 sheets there now. It was fun for us to go out there, but these kids, like what Sheldon's doing for them is unbelievable. Like it's really unbelievable. Shout out to the Colorado AVS alumni. What they're building there, it's really truly special. Kyle Quince, John Michael Lyles, Rick Barry, all those guys should be very proud of themselves. They're doing a hell of a job. I wanted to say the highlights for me were Brian Berard playing without a helmet on.
Yeah,
just had a toque on, and he's like, "Fuck, Obes, I gotta have my glasses on to play."
And those are fogged up the whole
time. He went down to block a shot one time with no helmet on. I skated over to him like, B, what are you doing, man? And then we got there nice and early. Sheldon wanted us there early, which was great because guys went out for skills and worked with the kids. Milan Hayduk, Johnny Lyles, you and Loops went out. I got there to sit with Mike Motto for 2 hours in the dressing room. And Mike Motto was the veteran defenseman on my first year pro in Cincinnati. I love Motts, and to sit there with him for 2 hours and talk about complete nonsense was unbelievable. And then last but not least, the first star of the weekend on and off the ice. I think he might have had 4 goals and I don't know how many assists. And he maybe didn't get 4 hours of sleep the whole week, is my boy P.A. Pronto. So I'm going to say, Mago, your first star on and off the ice. He loves Aspen, but the only reason he loves Aspen is because he'd have to pay for anything the whole time he's there. All right? I know you got a free hotel room. You're at Emmett's house every day. The food was paid for, the booze. I said, you come back for President's Day weekend for 4 days, and when it's on your dime, you'll sing a different tune.
Bring your checkbook. He was didn't he forgot his credit card one time. He showed up to Newport Beach for a week.
He came to Newport Beach to play golf.
I think he's on to something.
For a week.
He's got a pretty good program.
I didn't bring a credit card home. So I was like, what? What? And there's nothing worse, Uppy, than when you're playing golf and you lose your bet. You wouldn't know this because you never lose on the golf course, but you lose your bet, and then you got to cover your teammate's bet, right?
Yeah,
totally. I'm like, you played the NHL for you made $50 million, whatever you made. Like you don't have a credit card.
He played like he still could play in the NHL. I tell you, it was hard playing against those guys.
I mean, Milan Hayduk, shout out to my old captain.
Yeah.
It was great to catch up with him. He looks great.
I mean, he's a beast.
There's a guy. I haven't been watching a lot of hockey the last couple of weeks. I've been on the Uppy's World's Tour, but there's some teams that could use a right winger like Milan Hayduk right now. I mean, he's still in great shape. He's still flying around. After the game, he had a piece of salmon and some asparagus. Like I was like, Hedgie, you're fucking still a pro.
We're at the hotel.
Yeah,
outrageous. Wow.
Everyone else is keeping
pizza.
It tight.
Yeah.
Bergs.
See, he's got the secret sauce.
He's got the secret. And listen up, dog. They skate, right? Like I made fun of you, because I love you for skating for 4 or 5 times before the skate.
Twice.
I didn't. No,
never skated twice. Twice in El Segundo.
And then you skated in Aspen.
Oh, that's 3.
3 times, okay? So you skated 3 times.
All right.
But that's 3 times. That's like cramping for a test. These guys skate weekly.
I know.
There's a big difference.
We should try to skate somewhere here. Who do we have around here to skate with?
Listen, I was
Put the pads on Max and rip some pucks.
I was done after 40 minutes. Done.
No, I know, but that's because it was cold. The ice got really bad at the end, but we just decided to non-flood and stuff.
It was the visibility.
Yeah, it got a little.
The ice was. I mean, you play in the NHL. You know this as well as anyone. Like the ice isn't great some nights. The ice was fine. Just the visibility at sometimes, like the puck would come around the wall, and I had no visor on. I was like, Jesus Christ, where's that? But I will say in these alumni games, it's a lot easier to play defense than have to play forward. Because for me, what you guys should have done now the game's over is I was backing in. You guys should have started pulling up on me. But you just kept taking it to the fucking net, and so did Loops. You guys just kept coming this way.
Well,
so I said, until you
I had Hayduk back checking on me. I can't pull up. He's just a stick on puck, and it's gone the other way.
That's true. But I said, I go to Quincy. I go, Upshaw, he's going to take it as hard as he can every time. So if you're on the strong side, I'm just going to back in even more and just try to keep him out there.
And
same with Loops.
God damn it. I'm surprised you haven't told the listeners yet what the score was. You're just going to keep it classy.
I mean...
You had us down. You had us down a touchdown. They had us down a touchdown going into the third.
Yeah, we did.
Uppy just wants to know the score because his team's goals.
Yeah, Uppy got 2.
I ended up getting 2 late ones. Thank fuck. Because it was a bloodbath.
I mean, if you want to bring it up, I was trying to take the high route, but I said to Quincy before the game, I said he doesn't get one against us.
Oh, really?
I go, he doesn't get one, and I said,
it was till you were done playing.
Yeah. And I said to Johnny, Johnny, I know this is your team and you got the A on your jersey, but I really want me and Quincy to match up against Upshaw all night. And Johnny goes, you go ahead, buddy. I played on Thursday. So every time you went on the ice, me and Quincy were coming on the ice.
I knew it.
So our goal was to try to shut you down.
What was the average age of the people on the ice for the Avs when Uppy scored?
No, it was. I ripped it past Quincy's leg the one time. It was on Quincy because I came in and I zipped one up right up above the shoulder.
You were not going to be denied. No. I mean, there was some chatter in the third bench on the third period where the boys were like, this Upshaw's not fucking slow. I'll go, boys. Until that horn goes, he is not going to fucking stop trying to get a goal, all right? Because if he doesn't get one, he thinks I'm going to chirp him, which I probably would, but then he'll be crushed. So,
how about Loops shattering that kid?
Poor kid. I didn't give the kid my stick. That's another reason I stopped playing. So, kid goes back to the bench. Loops just two hands this guy. Loops was actually maybe going more meathead than you, to be honest with you. And he slashes this kid's stick, and the kid goes back to the bench. The kid paid to play, or someone paid for him to play, which was a great gesture by Sheldon. It was cool to have those kids out there. He goes, I don't have a backup stick. I said, here, take mine. My stick was fucking, I didn't cut it. It was like a foot higher than him, but he used it. And I said, fella, you just keep that. So he kept it. But that was another reason I shut her down, because I gave him my twig. So, hey, how about the girl on our team? Sorry, cut you off. No, the girl on my team, I can't remember her name. I apologize.
Maya?
Is it Maya?
Yeah.
No visor out there.
May. So her name is May.
May. She's playing without a visor.
Yeah.
And she played great.
I know. She
got a goal on Hank, which is probably a dream come true for her. Hank played unbelievable.
He played unreal.
At the start of the game, he played unbelievable.
The first shift, it was two acrobatic post-to-post wraparound saves that I was like, what is he doing in net here? He should still be playing in MSG.
Fuck yeah. When he made those 2 or 3 saves that you're talking about, and Hayduk missed a wide open net, I'm like, we could be in one here. Like, if we didn't bury those chances. But I got to give some love to Ben Scrivezna, they call him. He played like he's a Vezina champion.
He did.
He made some great saves on Loops. He made some great saves on you.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good work with the NHLPA.
Yeah. Me and Scrivens were throwing him back at the that party that he was first night.
He was the reason why Max slept in on Saturday morning until 11.
Did you sleep in, Maxie?
I slept in a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Good trip for Maxie, though. Maxie deserved it.
Oh, what a treat, Max, eh?
That was the best not the best. So the Friday night at the auction, I go to Quincy. He's like, I'm not really feeling it. Car bombs, like, I'll do it. But so we had some guests lined up, and then I go over to Upshaw about 2 a.m. I go, you want to do the gas? You go, I don't give a fuck if we do it or not. I don't care. I don't really want to do it. So we pulled the plug. We told Maxie, hey, don't worry about it, which was probably the right call.
He gave me the green light at like 1 a.m. Like, I should have told you.
I should have told you sooner.
No, I'm saying I turned it up at 1 a.m. Once I got the.
Hey, listen, Maxie, I would have told you sooner, but your track record on the fella tour is not. I didn't need any.
No, you were looking out. It was a good time.
It was an unbelievable time. Uppy, I could keep talking about it with you all day here. It's the first of many. To Sheldon, fella, thank you for everything. Updog, you killed it. Maxie, it was great. The alumni, Colorado Extreme, thanks again. Can't wait till next year. Updog, before we take a little break here, one of the friends of the family here at Missin Curfew, legend Kelly Chase, he's in a battle right now. We just wanted to say we're thinking about him. And
of course, man. Yeah. He listen, we're with him. I know he's battling, and he's not. He's not saying no to this. He's taking it face on. And, we're here with him. We sent him a video this week. The Blues are doing a couple nights for him. And we're all thinking about you. So, Chaser, you're one of the toughest guys we know. Stick with it, buddy. And we'll beat this thing.
Well set up, dog. Yeah. Chaser, fight, buddy. The boys are thinking about you here at Missin Curfew. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Uppy's World. Party time. Excellent. Woo! All right, up, dog.
Where do we begin? I'll tell you where we begin. Up in the sky. Shout out to my boy Michael, the Wiz dog, a.k.a. Wiz. That's his call name. Listen, first off, what Wiz did, he came in, he flew his fighter plane. He's a Top Gun fighter pilot. He's did tours in Afghanistan. He's now part of the No Fallen Heroes Foundation that looks after veterans who struggle with PTSD, suicide prevention, all of the above, and focused on plant medicine and love and chat, and just being together. So the fight's on. But what he was able to do, he brought his jet up, man. Him and his little guy, they brought the jet up. They flew it in from Florida, and they took Hank up there before the game, and they took me up, and it was It was one of the coolest things I've ever done. This one, Max, what kind of plane was that? It's a little B-42 bomber or something. What do they call that thing?
Like a yak.
It wasn't a Cessna. Let's just say that.
No, it wasn't a Cessna.
It was insane.
It was a Czechoslovakian fighter jet.
Yeah. So I text Max in the morning, and actually I'd mentioned to you the day before, I'm like, fuck, Wiz just asked me to go up. What time have we done our interviews at? And you're like, it's probably around 1. I'm like, okay. Because Rifle, it was like an hour and 20-minute drive. Hey, Max? Yeah, so I got up in the morning, after a rough night. I'm up with Beckham at 7:30, and I'm like, fuck, I just don't know if I can make this flight. And I talked to Max, and I'm like, Max, be ready at noon. I'm going to go get an IV. I kind of want to do this. I think it's going to be badass. He's like, sure. So pick him up. We go have a little coffee. We drive out there. Funny to say this, but Wiz is like, listen, don't eat anything in the morning other than a banana, because a banana will taste the same way going in as it will coming out. Right. So I sent Wiz a picture. I'm coming. I got the banana, right?
That's all you had.
I didn't even eat it. I had about a bite. So we get up there and listen, from the moment I stepped in the vehicle to put the seatbelt on to closing the closing the gate over my head with the helmet on, GoPro in front of me, I was like, what? Up until that point, I had no idea what I was actually doing. And then I stepped in this cockpit and I went, what the fuck? And we started.
How much room's in there?
None. There's no room.
Tight? Where is it tight for you?
It was Max. It's tight, right?
It was tight.
Yeah, because the thing
You're in like a tube,
and then your legs go, and then you got a spot for a drink, your phone, and a barf bag, right? That's what you have on the side. Well, when we came out onto the runway, and he's like, what was so cool about this flight, rather than any other flight we've taken before, is when you go down the runway, he actually lifts off, and now he goes like 10 feet above the ground, and he goes that length for like a couple 100 feet, rather than just a plain, Southwest bird just goes and just takes off. Well, you hovercraft across this thing, and then and I'm on the mic with him, and he's like, you ready? I go, yeah, fucking ready. And boom, then you go sky high, and that's when your stomach, you got to start, you got to grab your nuts, like you got to just, you grab your nuts, and you just get ready for it.
There.
But buddy, the look around, when you're looking around and seeing the world in that, in that lens, with a guy that you're putting your life on the line with right here, my boy Wiz, you feel like you're completely, motionless. You're up in the sky, Obie, and there's not a feeling in the world that's gonna change the fact that you're in this little cockpit and anything can go on. So we go up the first time, he's like, all right, we're gonna do the first time we go up, we do these G tests, right? So we got to go one left and one right. And that's where you just get to about 4.0 G and you get your body ready for it, and you actually get the machine ready for it. And then, so once you go through that, you get up, he's like, all right, let's do some acrobatics, right? I'm like, okay. First one's the barrel roll.
I used to do headstands.
Yeah. So the first one's the barrel roll. So I'm holding on to this, and I'm basically the fuck me handle, in the car is right here. Shit. So I had this joystick. He's like, hey, feel the joystick. Yeah. And he's like, okay, we're going to go 10 degrees up. Wiz goes 10 degrees up, so that's the nose 10 degrees up. So now you're
driving too?
Yeah. I'm on my hand, but he's the one in control right now.
Gotcha.
10 degrees up, pull her back, and then he goes, arm wrestle right. So I go, boom, you drop it, and the thing just goes, and you do a full flip in the air. And then you come back, and you're like, whoa, okay, we're back.
Okay, like compared to a full, like a roller coaster flip, times a million. Right?
Times a million. Because you're looking down at the burst again.
Yeah.
And then so we go, okay, ready, level off, okay, 10% up, boom, get the nose up, and then go right. And then this one just barrel roll. So then, but then Max, today when I saw this video that Max did, which incredible job, Max, by the way, this is like the eye to the sky. We go, okay, we're going up, and we go up 30,000, 40,000. We're up, and then he just goes, you basically shut the engine off, and you go ass over tea kettle. And you're now looking up at the sky, and he goes, okay, rest your head back. You're helpless now. You're motionless. And then, so you're actually floating like you're in a fucking spacecraft. And then you look at the sky, and then you look down at the earth, and then you just start dropping. And you're like, whoa. And then he flicks the engine on again, and boom, and takes it off, and boom.
So that probably felt like you're like skydiving.
It was skydiving. I never skydived, but this
feels like
it was insane, because if you look, I was wearing these glasses, and in the video I look, and once you start to go backwards, you see the glasses kind of just like they start floating off your face because you're completely motionless. It's wild. And then one of the coolest things was when we got back down, we go to about 200 feet above this valley. We're in this valley and all the cows and pastures, and we're flying over them, and they're like tipping over, and we're like, we're doing these ground maneuvers, right? Like this is battling. This is
How long were you up there for? You
22 minutes.
Wow.
And it was the best 22 minutes of my life. It was insane, man.
The stuff in the canyon was like Top Gun. That scene from Top
I don't know about that.
Huh? That scene from the stuff in the canyon was like that scene from Top Gun. You were like below the peaks of the hillsides around it.
Wasn't it called the call deck? Isn't that where Jon Raham gives him shit? You can't go below the call deck or something?
Oh, you were below the call deck.
Yeah.
You know, and he took Hank in there and did the same thing with him. And then, yesterday, he texted me yesterday because I said, buddy, thanks so much. We just jumped on the flight. Much different flight leaving on this United bird than it was the other day, right? And he goes, I was just with someone who didn't want to do acrobatics today. So I took him over the Aspen Mountains, right? I took him over Highlands and this. And I got radioed from the Aspen, from the Aspen Air Control. Hey, can you do a low flyby over our runway? So he circles back and he comes and he goes about 150 feet over the Aspen runway, and it just went whoosh and took off up over Ruthie's basically. And he said it was just
fuck. I wanted to see him. I was out there.
I know, but I was like, buddy, at Buttermilk, if you were on Buttermilk Mountain and you saw this bomber come flying through, that must have just freaked you right out.
I think it's Tom Cruise, full flyby.
Yeah, it was. He's like, it was sick.
I mean that's unbelievable. The Wiz is the man. He's a good guy. I got a question about Hank. When he came out of the jet, was his hair still perfect?
It was perfect. Yeah.
Still,
well, we left before he came out of the jet, but he went from snowmobiling all morning with Sheldon, the crew, to the hour and 20-minute drive out. And he got out there and then he sees this bird and I'm just getting out of it. And he's like, how was that? I go, oh, just give me a minute here. I got to catch my breath.
I got to go change.
He was shaking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was shaking, buddy. It was crazy.
When you came in the dressing room,
yeah,
I could tell you were still a little
shot. Yeah.
Yeah. I looked at you like, fuck. I'm like, how you feeling? Like, I could tell you were just got put through the ringer.
It was.
Yeah.
I've
seen that look on your face in different situations of the time I've known you, but you look like you were just like, lightheaded still.
So he's, the Wiz, he was like, man, you're a G dog. Like you hit some crazy G's, and that's
so. With that, I was gonna be like, what? Did he give you a call name? Would your call name be G Dog? Maybe. Maybe that's your call name. G Dog.
He was impressed with how I handled how fast we were, because most guys pass out.
Yeah.
Max, you've seen the videos. Do I pass out at all?
No, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. See, it's crazy.
It takes a lot to take you down, bro.
Yeah, I know it does.
To take you.
Come on, Wiz.
Call name G Dog.
G Dog.
All right, we have to make a T-shirt, the G Dog. But Up Dog, it's unbelievable. What a cool experience for you. I knew you were fired up for it, buddy. So I know you enjoyed it. And shout out to the Wiz, everything he's done or doing with mental toughness and stuff like that. It's unbelievable. Last thing here in Uppy's Rule, we're going to talk a little hockey. Our former teammate, Erik Gudbranson. Listen, first of all, before you jump into Uppy's World here and on it, I love Nick Cousins. Good Belleville, Ontario boy, fan of the podcast, become buddies with him over the year. It has nothing to do with Nick Cousins, but what did you think?
I just thought, first off, there's a lot of craziness happening in the league this week, right? Like
there was lots of craziness.
Yeah, I'm flying in jets, and these guys are cross-checking each other and fighting each other, and it's great. I think it's great. The heat is turned up in the NHL right now. Call it that they want to bring the heat down right now, but, they want to go up to the mountains where it's a little bit chillier. Listen, the Cousins hit. It's as dirty as I seen. You go back on a defenseman like that, whether he's cutting the net or not, if you hit him behind his right shoulder and don't allow him to hit the wall like shoulder to shoulder, you put the guy's face in the turnbuckle.
Drove him in.
Yeah. You're lucky you didn't break his nose, his face, his orbital bone, maybe his neck.
His nose was all cut up.
Maybe his neck, for one. So all I'm saying is I like to play physical, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm going back on a guy, if I'm going back on Chara and I hit him from behind and he blasts his face into the fucking ice, he turns around. It doesn't matter if it's me, Sidney Crosby, McKinnon. He's going to grab you and beat you up. So be ready for it. So let's just say the hit, 5-minute major was called originally. They retracted it to a 2-minute minor, which I think is a fucking joke.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you asked Nick, obviously now he would have been like, fuck, I wish they gave me wish they would have kicked me out of the game.
He should have been the one going to the ref. Like, actually,
that's fine, bud.
I buried.
That was fine. Get out of here.
Spumoni.
Yeah, I'm
done. Them retracting it, that even pisses Goody off even more. So this kind of falls on the refs too. But the next shift, if I'm out against you, Obie, and went at your girlfriend or drove you in from, call it what it is.
Rather you got my girlfriend than drive me in from behind.
Whatever the case may be, coming down the wall, I have to protect myself. I'm not just going to chip it deep and just kind of go in like soft baby shit mode. I'm knowing that Erik Gudbranson's he's pissed off.
Yeah.
And we all know who good he is. He's been around the league for 12, 13 years. he's a killer.
Yeah.
So be ready for it. So when you get turnbuckle, protect yourself a little bit. Maybe get your elbows up. Maybe get your stick up. Do something. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
But what Goody did was something that, I look at as, this is hockey. This is hockey because you had a cheap shot one way, and then you're going to get beat up.
Listen, like I said, I love Nick Cousins' game. If Nick Cousins did that to me, I would have done the exact same thing Goody done.
Yep.
And I love that Goody didn't let him off the hook just after the first time when he tried to grab him, didn't get his hands on him. Went at him again. And for Erik Gudbranson, this is a message to the rest of the league. You hit me like that, I will fucking snap, and I will beat your head into the ice. And listen, people, one game. I don't even think it should be a one-game suspension.
No.
I know people are going to be like, Obie, you're a fucking meathead. You're that. Fine. I don't think it should be a game suspension.
Yeah.
I think Nick Cousins will learn from it, and everybody else around the league will not run Erik Gudbranson from behind. And that's what Goody should have done.
Yeah.
And that's how it's handled. And if you want to take a liberty on Erik Gudbranson, he'll come and rip your head off.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine.
Listen, I know Goody. If you did that to him and it was clean, he would have sucked it up like, I just got blasted.
Totally.
On a clean hit. Even if it's borderline.
Mm-hmm.
Borderline, you might get punched in the head. You're not going to get completely throttled like he did. But him knowing that I'm getting a puck and I'm in a dangerous spot and you run me like that and I almost break my neck, it's on. There's no more rules.
No.
And there shouldn't be any more rules.
And I've been in this situation. It's been a tough year in Columbus for Goody.
Yeah.
He's a veteran guy that's sick of losing, right? Sick of hearing the shit. The Panthers are rolling. I love the Panthers. Like, I'm going to make the Stanley Cup final. They're rolling, and Nick Cousins comes in, and I love Nick Cousins, and drives him from behind. Goody was already crusty, and that's how he handled it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the way Erik Gudbranson handled it. So
yeah,
I hope Nick Cousins is okay because I do love his game, and I'm a big fan of him as a person and a player. But if you want to run a fucking 6'4" defenseman,
I think it's safe to say this on here too, is George Parros would do the same thing.
Georgie Parros was
making the call of a suspension. He's doing the same thing. If you get run like that and you're a tough guy, your wires cross.
Yeah.
You're like, you almost killed me. I want to go home and see my kids. Now you almost put me through the thing cheap.
Mm-hmm.
What if I don't make it home to see my kids because this cheap shot?
I love Georgie Parros, one of my favorite teammates. Tough as nails. Georgie made a living on protecting his teammates.
Yep.
Now, he's got one of the toughest jobs in hockey.
Yeah.
I think that just should have been a fine, maybe, right? Just fine him.
The guy got to stay in the game.
Yeah, like,
what are we talking about here?
And listen,
I would like to know, who did they call? Did the refs get do they call Toronto on a 5-minute major like that? Or did they just look at it and make...
They definitely review it with Toronto. On
they
5
do?
minute. Oh, yeah. They look at it with every angle.
Shocked that the guy didn't get kicked out of that game. Yeah, think about what they get kicked out of these games for now. Like a high elbow or that was full speed, 4 feet from the wall, hitting a defenseless guy.
Yeah.
This isn't like the Luke Hughes hits where he just doesn't know how to take a hit.
And I would say to Goody, and Goody knows this, try not to put yourself in that position probably too, right? If he put himself in a bad position and Nick Cousins wants to finish his check.
Yeah, but it's just, there's a time.
I agree. I mean,
the game is fast and I like hitting, but that's just, there's a time and a place where if you make the decision to hit this guy and he fucking hits his face against the turnbuckle.
Oh, I know.
It's on.
I know.
That's it.
Goody, good on you, buddy. Uppy's World, party time, excellent. Back up the brakes truck. I wore the t-shirt today because holy back up, dog. We played the wrong sport.
Yeah, oh my God.
We played the wrong sport. Shohei Ohtani, 10 years, 700 bananas. As a Jays fan, we suck again. We got nobody. Chappie, please resign. Ohtani is going to make $2 million a year and defer $68 million a year of his contract to the back end. Is that for taxes or I don't know?
That's it's for two things. Yeah, one is for cap relief, max, and then the other, in my experience of paying taxes here in California, he's probably going to move his last year when he gets paid. Oh, and he's going to be able to cover. Or like the last, whatever, he's getting back in these last 10 years, right? He's going to move to fucking Bahamas and not pay anything. Good for him.
He's a new Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah.
But Bobby Bonilla is getting $1 million a year. This guy's going to get $68 million.
68, but he can move somewhere tax exemption and not have to pay it.
No, I know. How's that for a retirement package?
Great, Bob.
You know why he can do this too is because he's making so much money on endorsements. Right?
He's making 40 plus a year on endorsements already.
Slinging cell phones and
you're
burgers.
Making $40 million off the field. You say, okay, I'll take the 2 bananas a year just so I can get a paycheck so I don't feel like I'm playing for free. And you can do this because he's making so much money off the field. I really thought the Jays had him, man.
I'm going to say this about the Jays.
Yeah.
The Toronto media, this was all on you. This Toronto media, I don't know how many times I read. Originally, I read like Ohtani's going to see these teams, but he wants to keep all negotiation talks to a minimum. So teams, it was basically like, don't screw this up, teams. We're coming in to talk to you. We don't want it out in the media that we're looking for this term or that term. My fucking feed is all Toronto, Sportsnet, TSN, everyone just talking, Ohtani's coming in. They're putting flight logs of him coming in. I'm like, you think this guy now wants to come here? Because he asked, his team, his camp asked to keep this out of the media. And all of a sudden, all I can see is Canadian media. They're talking about it on Overdrive. They're talking about it over here. Like, just lay off it. Let it all fall into place, because now I don't care what people are saying. But
right, I saw that happening too. When you told me that,
it was all over the media. I'm like,
they said he was on a plane flying to Toronto.
You know what I'm talking about?
I saw it. So because I follow SoCal sports, I saw the exact same thing with LA. So I'm not buying that, because what you saw because you follow Toronto, I saw it because I follow NL West, and everyone was posting that he was talking to LA
clickbait
the whole time.
Looking for clickbait. These people.
Yeah, it's sad.
Well, Toronto, yeah.
Toronto.
You can get him. So spend it on Chappie.
Give Chappie all the money.
Spend it on Chappie.
Back up the Brinks truck, Jon Raham. 600 bananas for the Live Tour. I mean, listen.
Good for him.
Can't turn that down, bro.
Oh, no.
Can't turn that down.
Is that the highest to date paid guy for Live?
I believe so, yes.
By a margin.
Yeah.
I think Phil got what?
Phil got 250 and DJ got
180 or something. And then Koepka got about 100 or something.
Yeah. 600 bananas. And he owns part of his team.
Yeah.
And I think what they're going to try to do is start doing, Uppy, is they're going to try to do it like F1, right? Maybe where these teams get sponsors, right?
That's
so now
exactly
Mercedes-Benz comes and sponsors Jon Rahm's team.
Yep.
So now Jon Rahm gets a piece of that sponsorship.
Yeah.
Right, you know? I think that's how they're going to
they're going to monetize each team as privately owned and operated, and that's the way leagues begin to start. That's how it's how you form leagues. I think it's a great way. Hey, PGA, what's up?
Yeah,
it's PGA, what's up?
I don't know what the PGA is going to do. We'll see, but it's a lot of cash, man. A lot of cash.
At what point does Rory just leave and go to Live?
I don't think Rory could ever go to Live. I think he said too much. It's like, when you've done too much to your girl, you've just done so many bad things that you just try to get her back and you have no chance. I don't think the guys in Live would ever pay Rory. He doesn't need it. Rory's already made fucking.
I know, but he doesn't, maybe not for the money, but at what point does he go, fuck, all the best guys are gone?
Dude, I saw a Ryder Cup thing. It was like Live against PGA, like Phil against Tiger, and then it went down. It would be a sick spectacle.
Right now they should do it.
I don't know if
it would finally get golf back. And why not, for the ultimate prize, say like we get to own like certain dates. We get to own certain dates for our tournament, and you guys don't. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm trying to find this. I don't think I'm going to be able to.
What else could they play for? Camus?
It was down the line, starting with Phil and Tiger Uppy, and these matchups were good. It was Phil, Tiger, Rory, Koepka, DJ, Thomas, and like Oosthuizen. It went down and down. It was like, this would be unbelievable TV. Unbelievable TV. The Live Tour is starting to get they got some players, man. They got some players. So back up the Brinks truck, up dog. That's a lot of cheddar for those boys. Lupul told me Ohtani fucking bought out Cannery on after to celebrate. I'm like, he should have bought out more than Cannery.
The Cannery?
That's what Loop said, but take that with a grain of salt, Take that with a grain of salt. But he said somebody he knew, his buddy, shout out Jeff from his buddy Jeff. Is it Kilborn or?
Kilburn,
yeah, Kilburn. He's down in Newport, so he wanted to go to the Cannery, and he texted Luke's back. He's like, I guess Ohtani bought it out.
Just slinging,
just sushi everywhere.
Sake bombs, sushi, sake bombs for sure.
Sake bombs.
I bet you the Japanese, they celebrate when one of their sons like that signs that ticket. It's celebrations on.
Yeah. So back on the Brinks truck, good for them. Up dog, the dog of the week here at Missin Curfew. I gotta give it to the big boy, Kurtis MacDermid. 2 goals in 6 games. He somehow got on the ice the other night with Nate McKenna. McKenna gave him a backhand little saucy. He fucking went top cheese with it. So the big boy's got 2 goals in 6 games. All I got to say is give the kids some more ice time, right? Give the big boys some more ice time. But in all seriousness, this guy is in and out of the lineup. He plays forward. He plays D. He fights when he has to. He's a great teammate. So Up Dog, I wanted to give him some love. Kurtis MacDermid, Missin Curfew, Up Dog, Dog of the Week. We'll be right back here. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up Dog, get this guy a beer, fella. We just talked about MacDermid. I'm going to go to their big boy up front, Nathan McKinnon. Congrats on 500 apples. He's got a 13-game point streak. He's climbing his way up the ladder of leading goal scorer. So is 97, who you're probably about to give a beer or two. I took McKinnon to win the Hart at the start of the year. Colorado, not playing exactly as good as I thought they would be. That's okay. 500 apples, 13-game point streak. Had an unbelievable comeback for me last night against Weegsy Babies and the Flames. I took him at minus 170. Needed it. Nathan McKinnon, get this guy a beer, fella.
Edmonton Oilers, 7-3 in their last 10. Do not count the Dogs out of the fight.
We should have fucking bet them.
I know. Joe DeMarco there. Joe DeMarco, there you go, fella. McDavid, 6 goals, 17 assists, 23 points in number 9 games. It's a feat.
Shoot, dude.
It's a feat, fella.
Did you see the goal he scored against the Wild?
Yeah.
I mean, in it.
The wraparound when he pulled it back.
Comes in, takes it backhand, dangles a D-man, and then credit to Marc-Andre Fleury, threw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah, I know.
And around and back, Fleury was in the corner like this, spread eagle. Like, it was unbelievable. To parlay off of your get this guy a beer, Evan Bouchard, 8 goals, 20 assists, 28 points in 25 games. I've continually to rip him defensively on this podcast here. He's sticking it up my ass right now. Get this guy a beer, and shout out to your boy Paul Coffey. Fucking let's get Koff a beer while we're at it. And this is nothing against Dave Manson. Dave Manson is a legend, and I'm sure he's a good coach. But Koff has come in there and put his stamp on it. These guys are playing loose. They're flying. So both those guys, your boy Koff and Evan Bouchard, get those guys a beer.
You'd like to play for Koff, fella.
I know.
He's your type of guy. Yeah, he's your type of guy. He's a guy's guy. X's and O's is like he does it in his sleep, but the guys are playing good for him.
Something about this group too. Like when Woodcroft took over, they went on a run. Knobloch comes in, they go on just new stuff, right? It's like a new girlfriend. They just like it. They want just new, fresh.
It's a new car smell.
Yeah.
An old puppy dog.
Exactly. So the Oilers, it's good for hockey. Keep buzzing, boys. Nate Dog up in the Colorado Avalanche. Come on, boys. You got more. The Milk Carton Up Dog. Started off here, brother.
Pittsburgh Penguins. Power play. 0 for 36. No goals in 13 games. I mean, was it because of Lupul we put him in the playoffs?
Yeah.
But you can't have that. The power play's too good. You got the 2 best offensive defensemen besides, maybe Makar and Quentin Hughes on your team. Got to figure out to get pucks in. Maybe meat and potatoes.
They need a greasy one.
They need meat and potatoes.
They need one off Malkin's ass.
Put your twigs in the garbage can before you go out on the ice.
Yeah.
Have them stinky. Put them in the toilet. Get them going. Just go out there and bang one in.
And we're trying to get, hey, Sid, we love you here. We're trying to get you going here with a little milk carton bump, but 0 for 36, no power play goals in 13 games. I can't believe it. Like the Up Dog said, get to the blue paint. And for me, this is a personal one. I'm putting the San Jose Sharks on the milk carton. I'm sure deep down Dave Quinn probably loves it. They're costing me money too, but I had a puck line against the Rangers, 4-1 with 6 minutes left. They came back to make it 4-3. Then I had a money line against the Islanders, 4-1. They come back to win 5-4 in overtime. Then I had a money line against the Red Wings. The Red Wings went up 4-0. They came back to win 5-4 in overtime. Sure. And I had a puck line 2 nights ago against the Vegas Golden Knights, and they lost in the shootout. So the Sharks, fuck you. All right. I mean, listen, in all honesty, you got to give Dave Quinn and them credit. They don't quit.
They don't quit, no. And
they don't quit. They got some skill. Granlund, Hurdle, they got some skill, man.
I know. I actually warned you. I'm like, this team is kind of at a spot where they don't give a shit, and they just play, and it like eats those minutes, and they stick around. It's crazy, but I wouldn't be betting against those boys.
And they're playing loose. They got nothing to lose. They pulled their goalie with fucking 7 minutes left.
I know. It's a joke.
It's a joke. And the 5-on-6 play, which I did in my career and you did in your career, like, I don't know, get out there and force them a little bit. Like, don't just
have a little pride.
Yeah, and another thing that drives me absolutely bonkers is they just stand in front of the fucking net and nobody touches them. There's like 4 guys standing there and nobody can do a goddamn thing. Like, come on, man. Like, at least get under them or something. Yeah. I don't know. It's costing me cheddar, though, every night I'm talking.
Oh, that's tough, buddy. That's tough.
I will give the Sharks credit that they're not quitting, so Milk Carton, Pens get that power play going. Boys, fellas, tread carefully like the Updog said in betting against the San Jose Sharks. Rumor mill here at Missin Curfew. Rumor has it that we're going to have a 4-team World Cup next February. Russia's not going to be in it. We don't need to get into that, Updog. That's no reason for that. But USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland. Come on, man. You gotta have Czechs in there, and you're telling me Leon Draisaitl and Germany's not in? Come on, NHL. It's got to be more than 4 teams. It's got to be at least Germany, at least Czech.
Yeah, the trail mix.
The trail mix.
You get little peanuts, some raisins, some M&Ms. I mean, you could arguably say Switzerland, Germany, Czechs, Slovaks. The 4, you just give them a chance.
It's got to have the Germans in
Give them a chance. I'm sure there's some guys from Holland that would like to get in there too.
and the Czechos. Like the Czechos are.
Yeah, the Czechs, Swiss, Slovaks, Germany. Let's go.
It's got to be 6 teams at least.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying to give them all a squad. They're called the trail back.
Oh, you want to put them together?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there's only 5 teams. I'd say you put the Czechs and the Slovaks and you put the Swiss and the Germans together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
6 teams.
You could do that.
Right?
You could do that.
Czechoslovakia is back. We're
Updog's moving borders here. Back
Politically, we're
Updog's
moving borders here for this. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. But this would work because we need 6 squads. Can't just have 4.
You're going to tell me that Leon Draisaitl...
By the way, Sweden and Finland could have their own squad. Like, they should blend that together, too.
You're telling me that Leon Draisaitl is not going to play in the fucking World Cup next February?
Maybe they just draft him. Maybe he
He's
becomes
the
a
best
Canadian
player in the world.
You draft him, Team Canada. They get to pick 3 guys from the world.
You gotta have Germany in there. And I do believe that Czech is a big enough powerhouse that you got to have them in there. And that makes 6, in my opinion. If you want to go with the Updogs trail mix, then hey, let's put a little trail mix team together. But listen, I love the fact me and you have been talking for 2 years that we need best. Like, I can't wait to see McDavid in a Canadian.
Bellator.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
will be there.
Totally.
We will be there for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's in Vegas. Dallas. Where else you want to go?
Toronto, Montreal.
Toronto, Montreal. Vancouver. I want to go to Vancouver too.
Yeah. Nashville.
That's
Miami.
how many games they played?
I don't know.
Well, listen, NHL. I love what you're doing. I hope it's true, but you gotta at least have Germany in there. It's Leon Draisaitl. He's the second best player on the planet.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
But it's good. Hopefully those rumors come true. Last but not least, here on Missin Curfew. First of all, let's give some love to Rob Bertuzzo.
Oh, Bobo.
He had to shave that beard.
That's not perfect.
I know he looks.
I haven't seen him like that. I've known the guy for 8-9 years. I have never seen him without a beard. Actually, once or twice a year, he might trim her down a little bit, but his face is too skinny for no beard. Bobo, your face is too skinny. I'd say, Lou, like, you want a cup. You're bringing some good character to the room. Let you keep your beard.
Trim it, man.
And you got good flow, too. Like, let him keep the flow.
Listen, I think it's a good spot for him. By the way, the Islanders are humming. They're proving me wrong, too. A lot of people proved me wrong this year. But I think that's a good spot for Bobo, the way they play.
It is. They need a change, man. There's no hard feelings there. I know Armstrong loved him, and this was out of a thank you, Bobo, to everything you've done. They wanted to make something work somewhere, and I'm glad someone finally stepped up. Edmonton, I'd been pushing Edmonton to grab this guy.
They should have
for months. But now, he's in a good spot.
And I will say this. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago where Bobo was going to be a free agent, and he decided to sign the extension with St. Louis before. I get it. I've been a depth guy.
You had a guy hit you up in your Instagram and say, I think he took, I think he could have got more.
And personally, I thought he should have tested the market there. Because you go to a new team, you won your cup in St. Louis, you did everything you're supposed to do. Now you go to a new team, you're a free agent, they bring you in 3 years, $2 million a year or something, and you're going to get every opportunity. But for Bobo, I'm happy for him. He's a great guy. So Bobo, stick on puck, get that fella like you know how. And then last but not least, Updog, first of all, I'm glad Larks is okay. Larks, he's a beauty. He's been playing great. Unfortunate situation. I've watched it a couple times now. He gets pushed. The other guy comes in. Scary moment, though. I mean, out colder and piss on a plate.
Yeah, it sucks.
And skates off the ice, Larks. I want to give you some credit for skating off the ice, man. I'm glad you're okay. Perron, 6 games. I don't know, man. You didn't really know what guy did it.
It's unfortunate. I mean, listen, we talked earlier about the heat in the NHL. It's rising, right? Like, this was a big weekend. There was a lot of things going on. David Perron is a veteran guy, he plays stingy, but not cheap. He's never
he could be a little bit of a prick.
But like, that's good.
Yeah.
It's not like
I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, I know, but He's good on your team. I want to kill him.
No, I would take him on my team, but when I played against,
But like, he turns around, he sees his first thing he sees is Larkin on the ground, and then he just sees the guy right next to him, and he goes to him, and I'm going to go high with a cross check on a guy. You don't try to get him in the lips, but you didn't try to get him high in the arm or the side of the fucking head. One of the two. He got this Artam Zoo pretty damn good, right? Can't do that. He should go into that. You should go into the meeting, the hearing, and I know he already got 6 games, but he just went in and probably said, "Listen,
sorry,
yeah, I turned around. I saw my captain who's been hurt before and he's been knocked out and he's had neck injuries. I've seen him on the ground. My wires cross-checked the guy.
how much is it going to cost?
Yeah,
me?
what's it costing me?
Yeah.
I got kids.
I will say this. I used to battle against Perron, and he does play chippy, but at least he went in there first captain.
Yeah,
I respect that. It's a good sign for the Red Wings. He was probably just trying to get him right here.
yeah. I would have liked to see.
Got
like,
him right here.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Your reaction, you snap. You see your guy fucking down and out. You lose your mind.
Yeah, scary situation.
And it's hard because you want to punch a guy, but he's still got his stick. So it's you gotta make up your mind quick.
Yeah, expensive cross check.
It's expensive cross check. I'm sure the teammates might step up. I don't know.
A little fine fun might help him out a little bit.
A little bit, but not probably as much as he's losing.
Larks, I'm glad you're all right. Up, dog. I could do this all day with you, fellas. Great to be back in the studio. Maxi Hall Pass Media. That was Missin Curfew.
Fellas.